our WhatsApp group, sir. It's
Okay,
only restricted to admins.
okay. So I think it will be comfortable if we are doing the things with the Telegram. Okay, yeah. Or just wait. I am saying to the devil. Okay, so sorry guys, let's continue our session. I have already informed David. I have already informed to the devil mem, or she is going to share that message into the WhatsApp group also. Okay, so let's continue with the 17 students those are present in this session. So I will just recap what we have discussed yesterday and what we are going to discuss today. So dear, we are going to discuss on the last point of our second unit. And I was saying it's a very important topic, and all the students, those who are interested in the programming of network, so they should work on this. Or to some things I have already shared yesterday, you have to just search about the client server socket programming in Java, client server socket programming in Python, client server socket programming in C++. And in the next level, if you are learning the Java, so you will also find out the network connectivity, database connectivity. So that time you will aware ki how the we are considering the yesterday's example. Okay, so the yesterday's example was I was talking ki Shubham is trying to launch a game into the market. Okay, and earlier he was just earlier he was just using that game on only his standalone system. Okay, now when some people was finding okay, his game is very interesting and he can just put into the market, or he can just launch on the internet, and lots of people, and he can also earn something from that game. So Shubham was trying to launch that game into the market. So we were discussing on that planning. So I was explaining this thing. So I think the socket will be very clear in everyone's mind. What is socket? So socket is a endpoint, or we can say the endpoint communication interface between application layer and between transport layer. So if we are connecting, or if we are using any kind of system software, any kind of applications, so it will be the part of application layer. And when we are connecting this application with the network interface, so my operating system and kernel will involve in this. So who will communicate with the TCP/IP message and TCP/IP things with the kernel? So we consider our socket is going to interface with that, or it will just describe the things what is going on in the network. Okay, so in the first or the starting of the lecture, I have briefly explained the socket interface. Now we are talking how this socket interface can work. So first we always discuss on the socket interface data structure. So what is the data structure? What is the mean of this data structure? So for a real life example, when you will learn the programming, that time you will understand what is the mean of this data structure. But for this level of learning, you have to just keep this thing in your mind. Data structure is a message type of things which is including all the details what we are exchanging from the application to the transport layer, and what we are delivering from the transport layer to the applications. So one kind of a structure, so that we are saying the data structure for the socket. Then we are discussing on the header. So if you are binding a number of messages and number of details, so how you will explain what is the mean of this detail? So you will just explain the mean of this detail through the header files. Okay, what is inside my message, or what I am including in the data structure, so that all detail will be just described by the header file. Then we are going to discuss on the two mode of the transport layer. So the first mode we are saying the communication using the UDP. So I will explain in the transport layer there are three protocols, or mainly we discuss about the two protocol. First protocol is UDP and second protocol is TCP. We have also a latest protocol that we are saying the SCTCP, that is Stream Control Transmission Control Protocol. So don't worry, I will explain this all protocol when we are going on the third unit. So you will be comfortable ki how this TCP work, how this UDP work. So at this time, we are going to discuss on the communication of this UDP protocol, which is a part of the transport layer. And after that, we are going to discuss on the, so how this socket is going to communicate with the UDP protocol, that is the part of transport layer. So we are going to understand socket used for the UDP and communication flow diagram, ki how the communication is happening between the UDP and socket. And we are just going to find out one example or programming example related to this communication. After that, we are also going to discuss on the communication through the TCP. So yesterday I was saying keep only this thing in your mind. UDP is an unreliable protocol, and we are saying the connection less type of protocol. That means when as a user I am transferring something into the network, so I will not care ki how the data is going to deliver to my destination, or I will not care ki from which path my data is going to deliver. So that is the unreliable things, or I will not care ki whether the data is delivered in the right way or not, or something is happening with my data. So we are not going to care. We are just focusing on the speed here. I just hurry about to deliver the data, or I will explain this thing. So I think the UDP communication will be clear. Now, if we are going to talk about the TCP communication, so this TCP communication is connection oriented and it's reliable communication. So in this communication, when we are talking about the reliability, so we will care ki whether my data is going to deliver or received by the destination or not. So this thing we are going to discuss in this. Okay. So I think it will be clear the objective of today's session ki what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss about data structure, header file, the communication using the UDP, and communication using the TCP. So I think is it clear to everyone what we are doing, what we are going to discuss? Yeah, please mention. Yeah, that was the objective of today's. Jinetu, is it clear? Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's, yeah, okay. So let's continue our things with this. So yesterday I was explaining the data socket data structure. So what is the mean of this socket? So you can just consider this socket is a message, or you can consider the socket is a thing which we are exchanging between the transport layer, and we are exchanging between the application layer. So in this data structure, we are going to discuss about the family, type, protocol, and local socket address and remote socket address. So the local socket address and remote socket address I have explained with an example. Ki when I'm connected in the local area network of the Marwadi, so that time my local server address will be how I'm getting the internet inside the Marwadi premises. When I'm going to shift my local area network to the ISP who is providing the service into the network, so it will just shift one by one key how the remote socket will come into the picture. After that, we have also discussed on the socket address. So in the starting, I was explaining the length and family and port number and IP address. So it was a combination of 16-bit port address, and it was a combination of 32-bit IP address. Yeah. So that thing we have discussed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who is this. Yeah, this Kausar Ali is from your class. Someone is try to enter in the class. Yeah, Suman, David. Okay, just I'm denying.
Yes, sir. I think he's from our class.
He's from your class.
Yes, sir. Maybe.
Okay, but I don't know what is happening, or he have not received the link. So okay, we will denying because the most number of peoples are going to join in this. Yeah, so I think this structure will be clear related to the socket, and we are just creating the socket in this way. So this all field will be inside the socket. Now we are going to discuss on a very important thing, socket for the UDP communication. So please recall that example that I was explaining yesterday. It's a server of the Shubham. Shubham have hosted its game through a website, and he is providing that game through a server, or he has just hosted that thing, and the clients are here. Shubham, some friends are interested to play the game, or play the game in an online domain, so they will just request. So the request message will just send through the client to the server. Now in the request message we have datagram and socket, so both the part of the datagram and socket. So at this time we are discussing about the data socket only, or when I will explain the way of transport layer protocol, so that time we have two procedure for the network. One is datagram, and second is virtual circuit datagram. So please understand this thing. My UDP is always following the datagram. Just wait, I am going to show what is the mean of this datagram, because the socket will be clear. So I just want to explain ki UDP is following the datagram. So by this diagram it will be clear to everyone. Just wait. Yeah. Datagram and virtual circuit image. Yes, I'm going to I'm trying to explain this ki what is the mean of this datagram and what is the mean of this virtual circuit. So by this diagram you have to just, yeah, it's a very interesting diagram. Yeah, so when I am talking about the datagram, or I'm saying this UDP work on the datagram transmission or datagram flow process. So that means that's mean is that when we are connecting the sender and receiver, and we are connecting to the sender to the receiver, so that time we are not caring ki how the data is going to deliver through the network. We are not caring about the path. Okay, suppose we have 10 links to deliver any packet, so the packet will just go out from the sender and it will just follow a path, or it will, yeah, by this diagram it will be clear. One, wait for a minute. Yes, I think this diagram is visible to everyone. So by this diagram it will be like this. This is my sender, and it has a three packet number 1 2 3. So if I am following the datagram approach for the packet switching, so at this time my sender will just throw this 3 packet inside the network, and it will not care ki how these 3 packets are delivering, or which path they are following to deliver, or which path they are following to arrive at the receiver end, or it will not care what will be the sequence, because in the sequence when I was transferring the packet from the sender, so the sequence was 1 2 and 3. Or if I am pre-deciding that this packet should be follow this path, so that will be my virtual circuit approach. But here we are talking about the datagram approach. So in the datagram approach we are not caring about, because I have already mentioned UDP work on this. So we are not caring which path they are following to deliver the packet and which sequence they are following. Sorry. Okay, so I think it will be clear ki what is the mean of this datagram if I am including this thing inside the socket, or inside the concept of socket for UDP communication. Anyone? I think by this diagram it will be clear. Yeah, Yog, Jinetu, Ashish, Shekhar, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Is it clear, sir?
Okay. Now if I will consider, or I will say ki we are following the different data flow approach in the TCP. So that's my virtual circuit data flow approach. So by this virtual circuit data approach, when we are sending something from the client to the server, or we are receiving something from the server to the client, so a virtual circuit will always follow for the packet. They are just going to decide a virtual circuit, and they will always follow, suppose one packet number 1 is following this virtual circuit, so the remain 2 packet will also follow the same virtual circuit, and they will also arrive in the same sequence which I have started to transfer the things from the sender end. So this two approach should be clear in the mind. The transport layer is always going to care about this key, what is which approach we are following for the circuit or for the transmission. So at this time, in the discussion of our socket for the UDP communication, we are including one factor, that we are saying the socket, and second we are using the datagram approach. So please keep this thing in your mind, ki how this request is going to deliver at the server. Now, if this request is going to deliver at the server, so what will be the response for that server? So the response will always come in this way, and all the clients will follow the request message and response message. If they are following the request message and response message, so what is happening at the end of client and at the end of server? So please understand this thing. This type of socket message are coming from the client to the server and server to the client. When the client was requesting for that, so it will just start with the ace value of the socket, ki what is the value of, or which number of the socket we are identifying. Then it's going to understand what we have bind inside the socket, then what we are receiving from the socket. Okay, so first description of the socket, then we are going to find out a method ki what my client was binding in the socket, or what he is expecting. Then we are opening the block ki okay, if we are satisfied with the blocking and receiving condition, then we are blocking or we are unblocking. Then the handle requests are created in the form of response. It will just like that ki please understand ki how this procedure is following. So I am going to explain with a real life example. Suppose when Shubham is trying to launch his game into the market, then for the first launch, he was trying to provide a voucher. Okay, if Ashish have this voucher, so when Ashish will log in with this login credentials and the code of this voucher, so I will allow to the Ashish to play the game in a free mode. So when this request is coming with that voucher, so he is going to allow and he is going to unblock the system. Now you can understand ki by this example ki how that voucher will just go through the value of socket. And you can also consider ki if you want to come on my Shubham's online platform, so all of you have to just get the login credentials from a specific Paytm or PhonePe. So when you will just pay there, then they will just share a login credential, and that time you can just request to my server. So it will just happen like that ki when you will just give the code, so the value will just match in this way on the or on this basis, or server will accept the response. In the same way, when this message is just received, or the socket message was just received at the end of a server, so the same thing will always generate, or client will always follow. What you will do, you will just log in on that platform. You will just use that login credentials which you have buy from the Paytm, or which you have buy from the PhonePe. So on the basis of this login credentials or that detail or credentials, you will just create your socket request. When you will send this socket request, so you will just receive the response in the condition of block and unblock. Okay, so I think it will be clear ki what is how this request. So I was explaining the value of socket, I was explaining this what you are expecting to send, so the value of the program, or we are going to understand in the methods of the program about this. Okay, so in the same way, when it's going to unblock and it's going to respond in a positive response, so you will receive this thing at the end. Okay, so the shades define the fields into the socket, and that are the fields. Okay, now I think it will be clear ki how this thing is happening at the end of server, how server is receiving the request and he is going to proceed those requests. So that we are saying the program of the server side, and how this client is generating this socket and want to transfer or deliver this socket to the server. So this we are saying the program side or the code side of the client. So in the next we are going to discuss on the UDP eco server program, when my server is going to receive that. So how this coming in that way. So I have already guide you ki you have to just find out there is a here we are finding a code related to the C. So the include header files, so the all header details of the server code will be here, and now you can just find out the declarations and define or how we are defining the variable. So this all fields which I was including in the, or which we have discussed in the datagram earlier. Yeah, just wait. Yeah, this all fields which we have discussed here. So we are just going to define these things inside the variable. Okay. Yeah, length, family, port number, IP address, and protocol type. So we are just going to define these things into the program. So yeah, just wait. Okay. Now you can just understand integer s is going to define the socket descriptors. What is the number of the socket, and what is the number of description of the socket. Now we are going to understand the integer length. So length of the string to be echoed. So it's like which and how much quantity of the message you are transferring for the ecosystem. Then if we are talking about the character buffer, so 259, so we are just going to define the character buffer key, data buffer key, what is the size of data buffer. After we are also discussing on the address concept. So the server socket address, local address, and the client remote socket address. So it will be, we have discussed in the datagram also. Now length of the client socket address. So what is the length of a client socket address? So this addresses we are just including, or we are defining in the declarations. Now after the declarations of the variable, we just add this build the local server or build the socket for the server. So how this server will just react on this all detail. So server will just react on this all detail through a specific program system that will use the programming memory and all. So we are allocating the memory, we are finding the family field, we are just uploading the default port number, and we are just defining the default IP address of the server. So this detail are related to the server. When this all things will be just mentioned ki I am going to work, or I am going to explain this, sorry, I am going to receive, or I want to understand this all variables. So this thing will work in this way. Now we are defining the functions of the socket, ki how the socket will react on this all values. So there is a code. So all the conditions ki when the socket is going to find out or going to match this all the variable with the specified client. So socket will just open the buffer value, and socket will just receive the things in a positive echo response. Okay, so please spend the time on this program. So it's a small, now we are getting a advanced program with a multiple classes, with a multiple packages in the Java. So I will request to everyone, you have to just search client server code, or client server, sorry, you have to just search client server, sorry, you have to just search a server side socket programming in the Java, and you have to search the client side server socket programming in the Java. So I think you are you are learning the Java, so it will be clear. Anyone is aware about the package and all in your class? You are attending the class of Java now? Yeah, Janetu, are you learning the Java in this semester? Suman? Line 24.
Yes, sir, we are.
Yeah. Okay. So dear all, you are working on package. Are you comfortable with the package? We import the package, Janetu? or you are just you have just started the things? Yeah, Yograj. Okay. Yeah, yesterday Yog was asking about the authorization, na? Yog. I missed who was asking, or yeah, Yog. I think you were asking about that authorization field. Yeah, Yog, can you unmute your mic? Yeah. So Yog, yesterday when I was searching, because that time I was saying this authorization field we generally use in the DNS message to define the authorizations. So today when I was searching some real life example, how I can explain the with the real life example. So it was a slip from my mind who was asking this question. So I think this thing we have to discuss. So just wait. I'm coming on that field. So a better real life example will be clear this thing. Yeah, we were talking about the DNS message, Yograj. Am I right? And you were asking about this authority or authorizations field. Yeah, are you getting my point, Yograj? Yeah. Okay, okay. So yeah, so yesterday I was just searching how I can explain this thing with a real life example. So I just want to add two scenario. One scenario for the if as a client I am entering a DNS request inside the browser. So what I will do, I will just type the www.facebook.com. So first thing will happen at the end of DNS server whether this Facebook is present or is authorized in the network or it's registered in the domain name system. So it will just make okay, it's authorized. So one question of the authority will react from the DNS server in that way. Okay. And the second, if I have registered my Facebook through a specific IP address, or specific, we are not saying the specific IP address. If we are defining that DNS server or the destination server with a specific address, so when it will just respond or authorize that address through the authorities or through that message from the DNS, so that time we are going to use the authorizations field. Is it clear? First, to define or to get the authorization of my domain name system, whether it's going to exist in the market or not. Or second, whether it's address like IP address or it's address of the server is whether it's valid inside or not. So that thing will use for the authorizations. I hope now by this real life example, it will be clear, Yograj. Is it clear? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, who was asking? All of you, yeah, it was a very interesting question because yesterday I was not able to reconnect because I always try to reconnect the things with the real life example. So that time that was, in generally, that field was not that much important. So the thing was just like we use this for the authorizations. But when I was searching in the evening, so that time I found how many types of authorizations we have from the end of domain name system. So address, we have domain, actually we have sometimes the address and domain always miss. Okay, so it's not happen for the regular type of websites, but some websites are not using through the domain, or they have a domain was not verifying that things. So it's just happened like that okay, whether it's existing in the market, so it's recall that things. Okay, what's the if we are talking about the social networking sites, so all the domain will always aware about that identity authorizations, and they will always aware about their destination address from where a client can get the information from that. So that's we generally use in the DNS. ESA website, if you want to use any kind of website that was not using from the last 10 or 20 years, so the last 20 years. Are you getting my point? Yeah, so I think it will be clear by this example. Okay, yeah, or let's come at the point. So Shubham, I make it clear the topic related to the program and related to the UDP and client server. Okay, Shubham is saying we have not started the package. So I will just give the overview of a package. Key, what exactly happening? If you are just looking this code related to the socket, just wait. Okay, if we are just looking this code, so it will be clear in your mind ki has include header file.h. So we are including the header file, we are including the main function, then we are defining the integers. So I hope all of you are comfortable to define the integer. So it's a general procedure of the C++. When you will find out this thing inside the Java, so they have just to do this thing with the help of a class. Okay, so this class is already defined it. So in the Java, if we are talking about the create the socket and create bind the socket local address and the port, so these are the function key how these things will work. Yeah, in the code you will find how this loop, this flow diagram is working. So that flow diagram, if and else condition, if the condition is not going to match or if the values are not going to match, then the else condition will work in a unblock. And if it's going to if the condition is not going to match, then the result will be block. And if the all values are going to map, then the condition is going to unblock. Like when some client have buy the valid code from the Paytm, or he has paid the things, so when the things will work, so the port or the socket will be open. It's like a gate. Otherwise the if or else condition will not work like this. So this all things we just start for the basic echo. Now it's only a echo function when we are going to connect with this. Okay, so sometime it's failed key when the login credentials or when the addresses are not going to match. But this thing is happening at the client end, and also now when client was trying to request with request to the socket, so he will also declare all the things ki which type of socket, which type of the length of the echo, what is the server name, what is the server port, and the string to be echo ki what is my string, what is the data buffer, and what is this socket address of the server. So this all field will be inside the request when we are just requesting to accessment the server from the client end. And how it will follow or how it will just deliver. So check and set the program argument ki whether these arguments are ready or not, then it will just follow and it will just deliver from the socket end to the server socket address. Now what will happen at the end of building of the socket build of server socket address? So now what we are ending all the argument related to the socket address, this will be come at this point, and it will just create a socket port for the executions. Now when server is responding for the request, so it will also check at the end of client key. Client is like client will check ki I was requesting to the Shubham server, so whether this request response is coming from the Shubham server or not, because this thing we have already defined in the starting of the program. So you have to just spend, it's a very small code, but I will request to all of you, you have to just go on the Java, so you will just find out this all field which we are defining here, like integer, if we are defining the set of the argument, if we are defining the socket argument, or we are justifying the socket of argument, and we are creating the execution condition for the socket or verification condition of the socket. So it's all are built into the class of the Java, and we have just combined whole socket code inside a package. So we have to not need to define and mention all the codes in this way in the Java. We are just importing a package of the client side we are just importing a package of the client socket programming, and we are just importing a package of a server socket programming. So on the basis of this, we can just add this thing inside the communications. I just want to give this example one more time related to this. Yeah. I was asking, not started the package. So the people were saying we have not started the package. So why I was saying about the package, just search this thing on the Google. Just wait. How Shubham will just work on the socket programming. Yeah, please follow how I am searching client side socket programming code in Java. Okay, so if we are searching this, so the same thing I was explaining here. Okay, just go through the diagram. Yes, if you will go through this all states, what is happening at the end of client and what is happening at the end of server. So this is the part of open client when the connection request is delivered to the server, and it's an open listen request, how the request is going to listen from the end of server. So on the basis of this reactions, on the basis of this process, we are just defining all the integer. When both the integer will match, valid client is requesting or the server is responding for the valid client. So this thing will just match at this point. And after that, the client server session. So the client server session will just start in this way, what client is expecting to read from the server and what server is reading. Sorry, what client is writing to the server. So this thing will just work in that way. Okay, so now in the Java, why I was saying if you just want to work on this, so we are not writing all the time this code and all. We are just including the server socket method. So when you will call this method, or we are just importing the all features related to this, okay, by the package import java.io, import java.net, and on the basis of this package, all the things will just come in this code. Okay, so that thing I was writing in the C++ around this code. Okay, so I think all things was defining in this way for the server. So I have to just import the package, and this import process of the package will just define this all things in this small code. Is it clear, Shubham? Here I was just writing a lots of things like a method, I'm a starting or I'm a newcomer programmer. But when you will be comfortable in the programming, that time you have to just import the package, and in this package, this all things are mentioned. Okay, which we were trying to define here. Okay, so as a programmer, we are just always going to use the import the package. Now please understand what is the mean of this package. So I'm starting this thing in 1 minute. Okay, please attention. If you are writing a simple function and method to define a program, okay, a program may, yeah, in the program, if we are writing a method, if we are defining the object, if we are defining the function, so I think you are just on a function, method, and all that. Okay, function, method, and object. So I think you will aware about this. So what is the mean of this all? We are just expecting what my program should perform something on the network, or perform something on the result. So this all things we are combining in the class. Okay, like this 2 functions, 2 object, and 1 method. I am combining and I am saying it's a class, or this will use for a specific purpose. If the class is defining the combination of this type of things, then we are saying the combination of multiple class is going to define to the package. Okay, so one class will work for a different function, one class will handle to different function or method, and this all multiple methods we are just combining into a package, or that package will just work you know what is the package. Any kind of package, you are talking about the tour package, if you are talking about the tour and travels package, if you are talking about any kind of lunch packet. So what is happening, there are a different kind of things inside the package. So you can say there are different type of classes, and those classes are related to the different kind of responsibilities. So we are just including the number of classes in that package, or we are using that package. So if we are talking about in the example about this package, yeah, just wait. I am importing the java.net package. So all the TCP IP and net type of features are inbuilt in this package. So number of classes are defined. What we are discussing on, what we are learning today. So it's just mentioned in this package. So we have to just import this package. What is the import the java.io. So input and output related, all the features and classes are mentioned in this package. So that is the mean of package. I think it will be clear to everyone. Yeah. Shubham, is it clear now? Yeah, Ashish, Shubham, I think it will be clear. So I have already mentioned this thing in the starting of the lecture. In a single lecture or in a first time, it will not clear all the things related to the socket. But that's why I was trying to explain this thing with a real life example. So you have to work on it to understand this thing. Because if I'm saying the package, or I'm importing the package related to the socket programming, then you are not aware about the package. So I was trying to explain the package. Package is a bunch of things which we want to perform on the code. Okay, so we can say the bunch is what? Class. So I think you are comfortable with the class. Okay, so don't worry, it's a starting, but you have to just understand the concept. Concept is clear. How writing this program. At the end of have to just imagine this all function should be performed at the side of client, and this all function should be performed at the side of end. A client है, okay, I'm explaining this thing in Hindi. I think some people will be comfortable. एक client है जो एक request करना चाहता है server से, so वो जो request है, उस request में वो उसका address, उस server का address, सब कुछ detail mention करेगा. So that detail we are just mentioning in this. Then this client will expect this thing कि server will respond, or server should respond on this request. So server will just match all the detail was coming from the client side. So it will just match this thing in this code, or it will just whether it will open or it will block. But when server will respond for that request to the client, so client will also perform this thing. So this small things we are just winding in the program, or that we are saying the client server programming. Is it clear? So when you are just going to understand, so now this thing was not complicated in the end of UDP, but it's some complicated in the part of TCP. So I will explain this thing in the next lecture. Okay. So the server was just checking this thing. The client and server was just checking the things in the way of UDP, but how they are checking the things with the help of TCP, it's different. So I'm just summarize this thing what we have discussed. So I was trying to explain the data structure. So I think the data structure header file, and I was trying to explain the communication using the UDP. So we have discussed about a code and the execution method of the UDP. So in the execution method of the UDP, one request and response is coming. On the basis of request and response, we have discussed how the method is going to mention and going to write in it. So I was trying to explain how all the arguments and all the variables are going to match at the both end. Okay, so you have to spend your time on the client code of the UDP and client code, server code of the UDP. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss on the client code of the TCP and client code of the UDP. Okay, if anyone have any doubt, then you can just mention in the chat box. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting your point. You are hurry about the attendance. So wait, we are just checking the attendance. Okay. Yeah, wait for a minute.